Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's 1 p.m. here in New York City. That means it's time for SmactFax Radio show here on DTF Radio.
Facts.
I go by the name of Nick. The gentleman to the right of me, as always, is,
Haiku the poet.
and the gentleman behind the camera is Notions Lifted. Before we say anything else, we got to wish that gentleman a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my man Notions.
Yeah, man, more life, more blessings, man. Thank you for all of the visuals, man.
Thank you. We highly appreciate you for being here every Saturday,
For
doing the
sure,
visuals, being behind the camera, being here on time, all the time.
for sure.
Never issue.
Yeah,
You the man.
yeah, it's always love, man. Thank you for.
Well,
Oh man, always.
30 is a big year, man.
Yeah,
Big
for
3-0.
sure. Big 3-0 done made it 3 decades. You know, seen a couple things, right? So
You
that's
lived through the pandemic. You the man.
you know. But yeah, what's going on, man?
Nothing. Well, actually, yesterday,
What happened yesterday?
I took a nap.
You took a nap yesterday?
I took a nap.
What naps do for you, man?
This is the first time I took a nap since high school.
Oh,
Since 2006. This was the first time I took a nap, and that joint was great.
you bugging out, man. I take naps on the daily, man.
Nah, I be too busy and on the move, like, and everybody be wanting my attention sometimes. but yesterday I cut that phone off,
Yeah. Yeah, you
took a
got
nap.
you got to hit the do not disturb every now and
Yeah.
then. Yeah, I put my joint on airplane mode. Can't
Oh,
nobody
you
get
do?
to me. Yeah,
For
and
real?
for 2-3 hours, man, I put that on airplane mode, man. I just set an alarm and I'd be like, all right, cool. I'll get up and do my thing. You know.
That's what I started to do now is I don't use my phone as soon as I wake up
Mm-hmm.
because I wake up to a lot of DMs and text messages now.
Got you.
So if I use my phone as soon as I wake up, I'm gonna have a bad day. I'm gonna have a bad day immediately. But if I go eat, meditate, I'm good.
Yeah, got
But
you.
I
Got you. Yeah,
Airplane mode.
airplane mode. Exactly, man.
I'm going to abuse that.
Yeah, they can't get to you if you put it on there. I mean, they got to come ring your doorbell or something. They
Oh,
got to
good.
actually know where you at.
Oh,
Yeah, they got to know where you
that's
at.
a good thing. I don't let nobody know where I live.
You feel me? But yeah, man. I started taking naps in COVID though. You know what I mean? When COVID hit,
That's
I was
all.
at home. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had to get up and go to work no more and travel and all that kind of stuff. So I
Lucky
just
you.
started taking naps. You know what I mean? You know, because COVID was there. I was just in the
I
house all
can't go
day.
outside. I'm gonna take this nap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get my nice little hour, 2 hours in, and I'm gonna do my thing and get this nap in so I can be refreshed for when I actually got to get up and log into work. You know what I mean? Since I'm home.
See,
You
I
know what
was
I
an essential worker. I had to get up out of my bed,
mean?
get on the dangerous train.
I'm an essential worker too. They just let me work from home.
Oh man, I need to change my job. That's,
You know, that's the
that's what I gotta
luxury,
do.
the luxuries of IT.
I'm about to go on ND and be like, stay at home,
They
work. That's what I need.
gonna have you fold a napkin to somebody's crib. You better chill.
If the money's right, I iron their clothes.
Yeah, they gonna have you back in the outhouse too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You don't want that. You
That
know?
sounds like slavery time. I got you,
Well,
master. I'm gonna
yeah.
pick them cottons for you.
Yeah, we don't need no parts of that. You know, but how you been faring in COVID? Speaking of it,
Ah man, shit.
I know you said you was an essential worker, so yeah, I mean, how's that?
Well, first off, I was highly pissed when I found out I was an essential worker and I had to leave my crib and go to work. I was like, what the hell? My girl home, my friends are home, everybody's home getting paid, even unemployment getting paid. And my job, like, nah, you gotta come on into work 4 to 12.
Yeah.
And the bad part about it was the good part about it was not a lot of people on the train. So when I
Mhm.
got on the train, I got my seat. But the worst part about it is that's when the homeless was like, you know what?
It's my crib.
This
Y'all
is my
in it.
crib.
Y'all gotta pay rent.
Y'all gotta pay rent. And when I ask for change, you gotta give it to me. And if you
Yeah.
don't pay rent, I'm gonna have to do something to you.
Yeah, for real, cause you in my living room.
That's right.
You know.
And there was no shame in that game. Naked, sleeping, whatever, hanging all out. Shopping carts in the middle of in the way.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Damn.
It was
traveling during
crazy.
COVID.
Nah, it was worse. Then it was even worse when the whole George Floyd thing happened. And
Yeah.
every
Damn.
cop on the corner, then you have to have the paper to say you're an essential worker, or it's going downhill from there.
Mm.
If you don't got that paper to let them know, then it's a problem.
Yeah. For me, work. We have to pre-screen, so we got to answer questions before we even come to the building.
type
You know
of
what I
questions?
mean? Like, yo, have you been in contact with somebody that got COVID? Have you had
Oh,
COVID? You know what I mean? In the last 2 weeks,
have you
you know what I'm
traveled
saying? Yeah,
outside?
exactly. Have you traveled? Have you done this? Where have you been? You know what I mean? Type questions. And, once you answer no to all of them pretty much, you know what I mean? You green lit.
Mm.
But you got to answer them questions. And if one of them questions is yes, one of the answers to them questions is yes, you're not getting in that building.
I
You're
wish I
not
knew
getting
that then.
you're not getting in that building at all, man.
Wow.
So I don't know how that works for others, but that's how it's been going. But
My one of my coworkers did have that problem, and he told them that he was feeling a little ill, and they was like, "Nah, just go home."
absolutely, you
Mm.
might be putting a whole bunch of people. You putting it ain't no mic to it. You putting a whole bunch of people at risk.
Yeah, but the problem with it, with COVID, wasn't the well. I'm not gonna say that, and I'm sorry for everybody that lost somebody due to COVID, through
Or
these troubled times, and RIP, and yeah, my prayers, and I wish y'all the best. But one of the issues with COVID was the people. It was a lot of people that was extreme, and they have the right to be,
Mhm.
but they was very extreme, like 3, 4, 5 masks and gloves, and if your mask was even below your nose or
Yeah,
ward
I'm
wrong,
on
they
you.
like, yo, no,
I'm on you. What's up with you?
I had a lady come down from the cart, because at the time I couldn't breathe. It was hot. I ran to the train. I had the mask on. I got on the cart, and I'm just like huffing and puffing. And I'm like, nah, I gotta take this mask off. I can't even breathe. As soon as I took the mask off, Shorty came and was like, nah, you gotta put your mask back on.
Wow,
Then I didn't even fight her. I was just like, you know what? You're right. Let me just put this mask back on. No problems.
got you.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy out there, and especially at your job when people are afraid, and you get emails saying, "Yo, somebody was in that building,"
Yeah,
saying that they caught it.
right.
So everybody, even I freaked
You
out.
get yeah, you
I,
get
I
frantic
freaked
like,
out.
yo,
Yeah.
what we doing? Like, wait, hold on, who had it? Number one, you want to know who
Who?
had it
Yeah,
because you got
yeah,
to
yeah.
know if you was next to
I don't care about that 15 minutes. I need to know who had it. I
yeah,
ain't gonna bother them. Just let
right.
me know who had
Because
it.
I just need to go get tested.
Word.
And that test, man, holy smokes, man, they just dig in your nose real quick,
I had
get a
that test
little,
done twice.
get a little. Man, I had it done like 3, 4 times.
Ah,
So they dig in your nose a little bit. But shout out to the nurses, man, and all of the doctors
facts.
and everybody that works at hospitals, man.
And have not complained.
I work for the public hospitals in New York, man, and everybody's been working very very diligently in them hospitals and putting their life at risk and stuff like that, man. So shout out to them, man. We really appreciate y'all for doing that.
Did you see the lady that had the mask imprint in her face and it was all red? Like she wore a
Nah, I
mask
ain't
for
peep.
like I think 16 hours
Oh, I
straight,
ain't peep.
and her face was all swollen. She had the imprint of the mask.
Damn.
I was like, oh my god, like I'm happy you're here, but
For sure, she working her ass off then.
yeah,
You
she
know,
doing her thing.
right?
COVID was rough, especially when I did have to work 4 days out the week, but my 3 days off, I was just stuck in the house
Mm-hmm.
with somebody, and
Yeah.
especially with your girlfriend or boyfriend, you have to make
You about to get in
sure
trouble.
that y'all give each other the right space that y'all can, because if you're up under each other for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
that argument is gonna happen. You're gonna start arguing about socks and why you do this and why you didn't do that. So
That's because you used to getting 8 hours alone. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
8 hours with something different.
yeah,
You go to
or
work for
something
eight
different.
hours.
Something different.
Now I'm saying like, yeah, be something different than the house. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
all right, all right, all right. Gotta make sure.
Yeah, nah, I ain't trying to put you out there like that. I ain't trying to put you out there like that. But you get enough. You get eight. Excuse me. You get 8 hours to like really
Yeah.
be away from that.
Yeah.
Be away from your crib. Be away from your lady. You know what I mean? Be away from whomever
Your
you at the
spouse.
crib with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It don't really matter, girlfriend or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
Even if you
had
got
to sit
roommates.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? What if you live with your parents? You know what I mean? If you in your 20s or something like that, you live with your parents and stuff like that. That matters, you know what I mean? Because you definitely gonna have
I gotta ask you a question
issue.
though, because this affected me. Not being able to see your mom or your parents for that time frame, did it affect you drastically?
Nah, I was seeing my mom. Like it's not.
Um,
I'm not gonna see my mom. Like that's kind of
for
weird to me.
for the first 2 months, I didn't
Mm.
because I was afraid because I was
Yeah,
still going to work.
yeah. Now I understand that.
You know, And that made me go crazy because I'm like, mom's hitting me up. She going through her motions because of
Yeah,
COVID. And it's like, yo, I can't be there for her. I got to be at work.
yeah.
Man, these niggas.
The person that affected me with was my grandmother though. I mean, I
All
couldn't go
right.
see her, and that's what I mean. I normally go see her.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see her
yeah.
rather frequent.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's when it affected me. Like, oh damn, like I can't go see my grandmother. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like, all right,
That's life right there.
yeah. I mean, my grandmother, my grandfather. Like I wasn't going to see my brother and all that kind of stuff. So that's where it affected me at with as far as that goes.
Did you have to did you experience standing on any long lines?
Yeah, when I went to go get the test done a couple of times, up in Co-op City, that line was around the corner, down the
Shit.
block.
Mm-mm-mm.
It was literally like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. A 2 hour wait. That's the maximum. That's what they say to you. Like
Yeah.
when you're standing on that line, somebody come out like a security guard or something like that, and they be like, "Yo, it's 2 hours. It's a 2 hour wait."
Was it freezing cold?
Hell yeah.
I
It
experienced
was
that.
it was it was freezing too. Like it wasn't that little, it wasn't like 45, 50 degrees, it was
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
32.
With the wind blowing.
Yeah, it really felt like 25. You know what I'm saying?
Was you afraid of not getting toilet tissue for the crib?
Nah, I wasn't. You know what I mean? BJ's ain't had no water. You know what I mean? They was only letting you
Jesus.
get one box of water. The toilet tissue wasn't there. But if you was smart and you was like, you went to different places to go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so we was going to Stop and Shop to just find little 6 packs.
Yeah.
But then they hiked the price up and all that kind of stuff.
Yo,
COVID.
Lysol is $13 right now.
Hey, listen, man. Shoot.
Bought some
You know what,
yesterday.
man.
$13.
Clorox, the big bottle of Clorox is like $12 now, man. That joint was normally $7.
No, I really had an issue with COVID. Really showed me how I did not clean my hands enough. It did, because going home, re-washing my hands,
Yeah.
having to take a shower again after I took one in the morning, wasting underwear. Gotta clean the bottom of my shoes.
You gotta throw your pants in the dirty clothes that you don't wore. Sat on the train, sat at work. You don't know who at work with it.
I'm running out of clothes.
You gotta do laundry way more.
It was
frequent.
rough. It was
Yeah.
rough, man. COVID was the first real life pandemic that I've lived through.
Shit,
As long as I've been on, I went through 9/11 and a lot of police shooting, but this stay at home order and long lines to get some food, and it was crazy for me. It was hard.
This is the only pandemic that we've lived through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Because the H1N1 wasn't that bad.
I mean, it was killing people though.
Yeah, my fault.
You
I
have to
don't
get
even say
that
that.
about it. But
Anthrax. We lived through that one.
for sure.
We was afraid to open our mouth.
Yeah, because that's where it was at. That joint was dispersing in people faces. Shoot, man.
Yeah,
So
cool.
you
Go ahead. My fault. No, I was about to say COVID's a son of a bitch, but
yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? COVID really took out
You know?
a bunch of good people.
It took out a lot of people that I know and love, and rest in peace to them. And yeah, my prayers, and I'm sorry that you had to live and go through that, and the ones that caught COVID and still experiencing the side effects of not being able to breathe or do the things that you once did is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
definitely in our prayers.
look at my man Jason Tatum over my Boston Celtics. He had that COVID and he hasn't been right since. Can't
Wow.
breathe that hard. Can't breathe
gonna-
that well on the.
Just gonna put that man out there like that, huh?
Well, now we all knew that he had it. I'm not gonna. It's not new news. And as a big Celtics fan, shout out to my Boston Celtics. We number 5. We hoping to move up, but we kind of want to play the New York Knicks in that first round, so I could prove a couple of people wrong. Shout out to
Shoot,
Hopes and
man.
Chef Skeen that's listening,
They trying to
and Mike Blees.
They trying to get. Biden said that I believe Biden said that he wanted to get 100,000 people vaccinated in 100 days. I don't know how that's going for him.
Shit, are you getting vaccinated? Have you thought about it?
I just got to see what's happening with it. So right
You
now,
don't want no Resident
it's
Evil
like,
outbreak.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the zombie apocalypse to come with me.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like, I don't want to be the first zombie. You know what I'm saying? So, I gotta find out
I'm gonna
what's
cry if I'm gonna
next.
cry if you turn into
Yeah,
a
yeah,
zombie right
man.
now. I'm
It's
about to
gonna
take
be
you
a
out.
bunch of people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll get the vaccination and you go home. You know what I mean? And you just kicking it in the crib, and then all of a sudden you start doing all sorts of wild stuff.
I know 2 people that got it.
I know a couple people that got
Yeah.
it too. So, I'm just looking at them like, all right, well,
They
let's see
s-
what happens.
They say their arm went numb for the first day.
Yeah, so they saying that you're gonna get a couple of symptoms of uh
I'm good with that.
COVID and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. You're gonna get all of that.
I took
But
the flu shot one time and I was messed up.
yeah,
Like I had to run myself a bath. I sat in the bath for about like an hour. My arm was hurting, and I'm like, "Why'd you make me take this shot?" I was good without it.
yeah. But before we get into our guest, you gonna take the vaccination?
Shit, nah, I'm not.
Nah.
I've been an essential worker this whole time, and I have not caught it.
Okay.
I'm blessed, and
Mhm.
I thank God and I thank the universe for looking out for me and protecting me for this virus. I mean, not this virus, this pandemic.
Mhm.
Well, it's a virus,
It's a
right?
virus.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
virus, and I'm happy. I do the right things. I wear my mask when it's needed.
Mhm.
I sanitize my hands, and I have not caught it. It's been times when I thought I caught it and I freaked out and I was in the crib and my girl had to tell me like, "Yo, you need to chill." Like I was shaking and crying, like, "I think I got it. I
Oh
think
no.
I got it." And I had to go take the test, but
For sure.
nah, I haven't caught it, and I'm glad that my mother and my parents and
Mhm.
everybody that I love daily next to me haven't caught it.
Right.
I've been at work with a couple of people I know they had caught it, but I'm just blessed, man. You go outside every day, riding these trains. You don't want to hold the pole, but sometimes you got to like a stripper because there's a lot of people on there. But
Salute to the ladies that are out there dancing.
facts, that's still dancing through this pandemic. You gotta get that money. You know what's strange? When I was on that train, I gotta say, homies from Harlem was still getting light on that
That's
train.
love, man. They
They
gotta
was
get to it.
they was riding that pole like strippers riding down that
Chill.
joint. Like I was like, yo.
You are wilding right now, man.
I was like, yo, y'all, they was wilding. I was scared for them.
Listen, man. Salute to everybody that did to get light, man.
Facts.
Keep doing y'all thing, man. But
Wear some gloves though.
we have a special guest in the building today.
That's right.
A few special guests in the building
That's
today.
right. Returning guests.
Yeah, returning. We have Hope, aka Indigo Soul, in the building. And once again, we have Armin Sterling in the building as well.
That's
They're
right.
gonna come to the mic, and Hope is gonna give us a poem that she wrote for us whenever she
Thank
feels the need to.
Bring this down. Stay messed up.
Hope, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing, Hope?
I'm feeling good. How are you guys doing?
Lovely, lovely,
Lovely.
All right.
for
I do
sure.
thank you for having me
Sterling?
back on.
Hello,
Sterling,
hello.
How you
What's going
doing?
on?
I'm all right. I'm
How
here.
you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm gonna stay low key. I feel the pressure. I feel the pressure.
Well,
Without-
before we carry
No
on,
pressure.
Sterling was just outside with at least 4 cups of coffee, hype and wilding, and he comes to the mic like, "I'm just here." And
He's in a
I'm-
Zen moment.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, the lady Hope is here,
Yes, we gonna
and
let
she's
her.
here on time because I'm never fully turned down. You know what I'm saying? I'm real happy.
man.
Oh,
I'm
he gonna
happy.
put on a spot
Oh,
like
right.
that. Don't
Yeah,
do
man,
that.
we ain't
That's
gotta
all
do that.
right. I was
We
here an
got-
hour early today.
All right.
She was.
Hey,
I'm
man.
good.
She was
For
here
sure.
before us.
Look, we gonna let her recite her poem that
Facts.
she has written for us right now.
Okay, so the poem that I have, it's part of the book that's coming out, which is called Hope, Heart of Poetic Expression. This poem was written a couple of days ago. It's in honor of Women's Month, which is this month, March. So I wrote a poem which is entitled Women. So I'm going to read that. I haven't memorized it yet because I literally just wrote this week. So I'll be reading it from my phone. But this poem will be in the book as well. So just give me 1 second to pull it up and get that done. Okay. Give me So yeah,
Take your time. Take your time.
no problems. Give me all right. So it's called Women. Okay. So women. We are God's dreams manifested, blessed with wombs that produce queens and kings from milked breast and motherly love and caress. The best thing since sliced bread, life's bread through us. We are magical, whimsical, wisdomful. We pull the world's weight even when it's too much to bear. Still, we wear our crowns, whether straight, crooked, or upside down. It's still steady. Shout out to Betty and all the matriarchs who put their hearts, souls, sweat, and tears on the front lines for years. Let's hear it one time for the ladies, the ones denied equal rights but tended to the home and bore babies, equal laborers that were denied equal pay wages, denied a seat at the table and given labels that belittled. But our significance in this world is too big, ever too big, too far to ever be little. Just give a little girl a little wiggle room to bloom and watch her blossom into a goddess. Man, we persevered through the hardest of times, got knocked down low on the totem pole, yet still we climbed it. Regardless of the climate, we weathered the storm, sometimes without an umbrella or a fella to give us shelter. Withered, worn, and weltered, but never helpless. We held it down and still continue to hold it. Our title, renown, we earned it. Women. We learned to move in a world full of masculinity, flaunting the fierceness in our femininity. Women, for centuries, that essentially and fundamentally paved our way to survival while surviving all of this shit mentally. Never accepting or expecting men to be rivals. You are our counterparts, our partners, our heroes, our idols. We just hope you feel the same. Women emerging from the darkness of history's shame, from subservient dames and distressed damsels to resurrected queens, empresses, and goddesses. So sorry if you can't handle. Regardless of how hard society tried to dismantle, destroy, and destruct, women, we stand up. Women, we stand proud. Women, we stand strong. Women, let's celebrate them more than 1 month long, because 31 days cannot begin to describe the role of a woman, the soul of a woman, the whole of a woman. So this is an ode to the woman. We praise you. Celebrate her if she made you. Celebrate her if she raised you. Celebrate her if she gave you life. Otherwise, where would you be without her? Think about it.
Yo, snaps, man.
Wow.
Ode to the women.
Happy Women's Month, everybody.
Happy Women's Month. I
Happy
love
Women's
women.
Month.
Women
Hope
deserve
just,
it.
Hope just gave y'all a lovely poem
Wow.
that need to be
That
published
brings
everywhere.
that brings me up to Tupac.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was hard.
Yeah,
Keeping your head up.
absolutely.
I love
all the
it.
time.
To be honest, I love your voice.
Thank you.
Word.
I do
Your voice.
appreciate it.
The way your voice, I hear it in these headphones.
Yeah.
I can't wait to that mixtape.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
fair to say it's a mixtape or album?
It's more like an audio which is connected to the poems. So for every poem, it's the audio version.
Oh.
So yeah,
Oh, I like
See it as an
that.
audio poetry book.
exactly.
Okay.
Right. So,
So
yeah,
there'll be a
Wow.
hardcover, a written edition, which will be published, and then there'll also be an audio book to
Absolutely.
accompany it. So whichever way you want it, you can have it.
Got you.
absolutely. Yeah.
Hope is a marketing genius.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
that's
like
wise.
that. I like
yeah,
that.
So yeah, it'll be about 15 poems, and all of them. There's a mixture of different subjects. Some of them will be about like Women's Month, celebrating women, celebrating Black people, and just things about my life that you may not know about, and just stories
Facts.
that that I read about my own creativity, stuff like that. So it's
Mm.
going to be a good book, and as soon as it comes out, I'd like to come back here and share more poems. from it.
Absolutely.
This is home.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
this is a great.
absolutely.
It's
Just
a
hit
great
us and
place.
just hit us and
Yeah.
we gonna make it happen.
As much as I tried to tell Sterling not to come, he always comes.
Absolutely.
Wow,
I'm
this
just
is-
playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. But Hope,
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-huh.
you want to talk about the struggles of being a woman?
Well,
You don't have to go
no, no,
all
no.
the way
Yeah,
into it.
here's the
Yeah.
thing, because I'm a woman from of the current times, I can't sit here and just like speak about how hard it's been, because it hasn't been as hard for me as it's been for like my
Every-
mom and
Mhm.
grandmother and so forth. But it is difficult. But I feel like in today's world, we have more chances. It's slowly changing. There's people are slowly starting to see like that what women are worth these days, because they're standing up, and they're speaking on it, and they're doing what they have to do to make a name in the world.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it alone. You know, women are starting to come together. Men are also starting to also, like you guys,
Mhm.
you know, help promote women
Mhm.
and you know, stand by their side. So it's not really that hard. It's hard because there's stereotypes and there's this and this that, you
Mhm.
know, labels and such.
Yes.
But I think that slowly people are, you know, the world changes. People's minds are starting to change. They're starting to really see. So it's like we're getting there, you know, but they'll always, I don't know, it'll always be this thing. Well, whereas, you know, woman is a woman and this is what she's supposed to do, this, that, and the third, because, you know, the thing is like, once someone's like, once they set something in your mind or
Yeah.
plant it in your mind and it just grows over time, that's what it becomes. Like,
Right.
I mean, you guys go through it, the same thing with black men, you know?
Yeah.
So we are the same. We go through the same
Mhm.
things,
Mhm.
you know, so which is more of a reason for us to stand together because we go through the same stuff.
Slow progress is still
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah, we go through
For
the same
sure.
stuff, you know. You're a man, I'm a woman, but we're both black. We go through the same stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
So
What made you write that
Keys.
that
Uh,
woman poem that you just gave
well,
us?
I wrote it because, like I said, I think sometimes women are underappreciated.
Okay.
They really are.
Yeah.
And like people really need to give women their props. And I feel like people think that giving a woman her props is is like putting a man down. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Because I can praise a man without praising myself. It's fine, you know. And you can do the same. You can give women their praise without saying that the man is this, that, and the third. It's not about that. It's just celebrating ourselves. Whether you are male, female, whatever, celebrate it.
Yeah.
That's
Especially black people. We need to celebrate ourselves. We're
true.
special people. Very
Absolutely.
special species, you know.
Mhm.
So
That's the ego that a lot of people
Absolutely.
needs to kill.
yeah, absolutely.
Women are very appreciative
Yeah.
to us, and we have to be that same to them.
Each other.
Yeah,
Right.
yes, each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What inspires you to write?
Well, there's so many different things that inspire me to write. Well, when I was younger, what inspired me was because I was more so a quiet person. So I expressed myself through written word instead of talking. But as I got older and time went on, with things going on in the world, whatever goes on around me is a source of inspiration. And I can also like, it's a weird thing, like I can actually create a poem off of a, like you can give me a word or something and I can create a whole poem from that, or I can be sleeping and be thinking of something and
Mm.
wake up, if it's fresh on the mind I can write about it.
That's
It's
the
just,
universe.
it's just the talent, yeah,
Yeah.
that I
Told
have,
you
the
my
universe.
spoken word artist is better than yours all 2021. I
Oh.
told you. I
All
told you.
2021.
One more question, because
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
to follow up with what you just said.
Sure.
So you're a quiet person and you express your
Maybe.
thoughts through writing.
Written word, yes.
Are you a quiet person because you observe a lot, or are you a quiet person because you're not heard?
I'm a quiet person because I was born a quiet person.
All
I
right.
just that's just my character, who I am. It's just a quiet, laid back type of a person.
All right.
I don't do a lot. I can do a lot of talking depending on what we're talking about. Usually, I'm fairly quiet, so I use that as
Your
right,
leverage. Yeah.
yeah, right, for writing. So
All right. All right.
I feel I express myself better written than verbal, actually. So
Some people do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So in this project, you said that you talk about women and you talk about your life experiences as well. What
Yes.
life experiences can we expect to hear from?
You're gonna hear a little bit about everything. You'll hear about my sexual orientation.
Mhm.
You'll hear about me losing my mother. You'll hear about me growing up in New York. You'll hear a lot. You'll hear about me being a Knick fan.
She coming for me.
Okay, we wait
That's
for
a
pause. I
fact.
heard you
Yeah,
earlier.
she wearing that
Yes,
orange.
we like to see you guys in the playoffs. But yeah, you'll hear about all of that. Just my life.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's what's up. How you
Yeah.
feel about Julius Randle
I
as a
tryna-
Knick
Julie-
fan?
They trying to trade him.
I don't know. I didn't hear that for sure. So
Tom
I don't know
Thibodeau.
about that. I don't know about that. I didn't hear that for sure. My sources never told me that.
I'm starting
Okay.
trouble.
But
She be speaking to Bob Dolan.
But,
You know what I mean? That's what it is. She said her sources ain't there. She ain't hear that from her
I
sources.
tell you that. To be honest, last year I despised it. And I'm gonna be honest. I've been a Knicks fan for 27 years,
Mm.
so I can speak on that. I despised them last year because he was so inconsistent, and he did the same thing
Over
He
and
would
over.
drive the ball and into 4 people and lose it every time. He worked on his game, and I love him this year. He's awesome.
Yeah,
He
all-star
deserved
this year.
Absolutely, he deserved that.
For sure.
So he'll probably win like most improved player or something. So
You're
we're
right.
proud of him.
Hopefully.
He should.
We
He
proud of
should.
him.
That
Yeah.
award does go to Julius
Absolutely.
Randle. I'm not gonna front. Yes,
Yeah.
that award does
Most
because
improved.
and he
Absolutely.
played on the Lakers. He didn't really do good over
Not
there
at all.
neither.
He had
Yeah.
gotten injured, and then he went through a whole thing.
Yeah.
So and
I
then
had
last year, so this is his year.
I had to ask my coworker about him, my
Did you?
friend, because he's a Knicks
He
fan,
wild.
Shevsky, and I
Okay,
was like,
shout out to
wait,
him.
I remember him on the Lakers, and he
Yes.
didn't do all of
Nah,
that.
he
Like, how
was-
many years?
Yeah.
He gave me the science. He gave me the
So
science.
he was a rookie on the Lakers and everything, and
All right,
he studied under Kobe. He got some of Kobe's skill.
definitely, because he doesn't pass.
That's a fact. Now, actually, that's not true. Because sometimes, but he averages 11 boards. So
See?
What
he has
happened?
to pass.
What's going on with Austin Rivers? That's my man.
I'm hearing that Austin Rivers is injured, but then I'm
Oh.
thinking that that's not so because he's out for personal reasons. So I think it has something to do with him not getting the minutes.
The minutes,
Since
like
Derrick Rose
Dennis,
came.
like Dennis Jr.
Yes, Dennis. So they traded him, and then Rose came. So that's why I think that's
why.
what Austin Rivers. But Austin Rivers, he's a good player.
Absolutely.
So-
About this book, Hope.
Yeah. Heart of Poetic Expression.
I love that.
Mm.
I love that title.
That's
dope.
I want to let everybody know that I
That's
just
fire.
saw the picture you gave me. Is that the cover
That
for the
is the
book?
cover for the book.
Wow.
So
That cover
Yeah,
is
that's
nice.
fire.
I,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that cover.
I
It's
think
ill.
that picture. I thought that would be a good picture because it's like me in my
Yeah,
Yeah.
in your mode.
Exactly,
Your
so-
Zen mode. That's what we call
exactly.
it.
She got the acronym
tuned
there
in.
and everything. You know what I mean? Got
Yeah.
How
the
did you?
acronym.
Matter of fact, how did you come up with the acronym?
My last name is Hope. So
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that. I've been calling you
Word.
by your last name
Oh,
this
yeah,
whole
the whole
time.
time,
Oh,
right?
for those who
I thought that
don't
was
know,
your
my
first
last
name.
The
name-
way you're supposed to call her when you address a queen. Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
my-
true.
my
Security
last name
guard
is Hope.
mentality.
For those who don't know, first name is Shamika, last name is Hope.
Shamika.
So yeah, I
I
have a
always like that
tattoo
name.
which says Heart of Poetic Expression on my arm. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's pretty dope.
You woke up to that title.
Yeah. I've had that for about 6 years.
Mm.
So
Dope.
I decided to turn it into a book.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Do you know where we could find this book when it finally drops? Do you
so
know what?
when this book comes out, it's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be Kindle, Create Space. So far, I know those. I'm not sure any others, but when I do get that information, I will share it with everyone. So
Alright.
and then you can just directly contact me, and I can get you the book simply.
Give your
So-
social. Give your social.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. So they can
Yeah, on
contact you.
Facebook Indigo Soul and Instagram s.soul. So you can just catch me on one of those sites, and when the book is out, come talk to me, and we can work that out from there.
Okay.
All right. So how has Amin Sterling been to you through this whole process?
Oh,
What
first-
position does he play?
First of all, Almond Sterling is awesome.
Yeah.
I met Almond Sterling 6 years ago. We were in Soul Spot.
5 spot.
Spot
I just
Soul
walked
Five
by
Spot.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was right. And they were having an open mic, and we were all there. It was a dark, kind of dim lit place.
Mm.
So I didn't see everybody's faces. I just saw like people here. There was about maybe 6 or 7 of us who were gonna perform. I think he went before me. Like I said, it was dark, but I could hear him.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I picked up on his voice. He has like real subtle, smooth
He definitely
voice.
does.
And like a podcast voice. He has
Yeah.
like the perfect voice for poetry. And I was just listening to him like, yeah, this guy is really great, And after he went, I went on and I did my poem, and I actually won. And when I won,
Oh.
he was the first one to come over to me and congratulate me. And he's like, that was really dope. I like what you're doing. And we actually walked to the train together. And that's how I got to know him. He's amazing. And since then, we've been connected through his group that he has, which
Writer's
is
Block.
called the Writer's Block. And he has actually helped me. He hits me up like, when are you going to get the book together? He's motivation. And because I've been procrastinating with this book. I've been doing so many other different things. Like I've done a radio show. I've done I've done a podcast. I've done a lot of different things to kind of help other people with their work, but I've never focused on mine. And I think he helped me a lot with that, and he has been helping me. He's gotten me together with the radio show, coming here, and also getting studio time to work on the poetry pieces. So I appreciate him so much. We actually do have a piece together too. So
Before
Appreciate it, homie.
Sterling speak, I have to say, yes, he does have a good voice for poetry.
absolutely,
And he does have a voice that projects that he don't even have to put enough energy
no, he
into
doesn't
it.
put
It
any.
just
no,
projects.
It's just yeah.
Yeah, it just comes
Yes.
out.
I
And
listen
that's
to
what I
him.
respect about him, man. He is a great poet.
That's a talent.
And
Mhm.
when he sees talent, he will attack.
Recognizes it.
Yeah, when he recognizes talent,
Yes.
he will attack.
Absolutely.
And then he'll be like, look, you need to be a part of this group.
Motivation.
You need to come out with this.
Absolutely.
He's a very headstrong person, and you
I don't
need a
think
person.
attack. I don't think attack is the right word. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
not
it's motivate.
yeah.
Motivate might be the best
positive,
word.
I'll-
it's positive
I'll
attack.
take
Because
Attack
Attack
because
sounds
all my closest
wild.
friends know I'm also a rockhead. And if you listen to the song Attack by 30 Seconds to Mars, I love that song.
Mm.
So I challenge y'all, if y'all into something different, listen to that
Mm.
song and then think about me. I'll
Mm.
take Attack. 30
That-
Seconds to Mars. It's the band led by Jared Leto. He's the actor.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
Attack.
I do need to listen to.
That sounds interesting.
I do need to listen to that because I see him act, but I never listen to his music.
Yeah.
I just watched Alexander the other day,
Mm.
and I was like, wow, I need to listen to his music.
Sure.
Yeah.
But Armin Sterling's a great guy. I met him at my job, and as soon as he found out I was a poet, he didn't take no for an answer, and he said, "You're gonna be a part of Writer's Block,
Absolutely.
and you're gonna
Yeah.
do this." And Armin Sterling is the reason why we on DTF radio today, SmactFax
Mm.
Radio, because he brought me onto
Word.
Off the Rip show.
Mhm.
I recited a poem, and when he texted me, he said, "Hey, they're looking for spots."
Oh wow.
I didn't know how he knew I was looking for that,
Right.
but he texted me that. I brought it to my best friend over here.
Okay.
You know, me and him been doing this for years, and then he gave me the name, he gave me the platform, he gave me the brand, and then now we here. And I like to thank
Definitely.
Ahmed Sterling, you the man for that one.
Yes, this
I
is
appreciate
an
you.
appreciation moment.
Peace.
Appreciation
Word.
moment.
You're welcome.
Since you feel that everybody always attacking you, I mean, we got to give you your flowers now.
I
you know
will
what
forever
Make
be the
sure.
bad guy. But
Nah,
one
you the
thing I
man.
will say is when you remember when I said the thing last week, and I said the egotistical thing where I was like, yo, that idea was mine on that particular thing that became a movie.
Yes.
You're not always meant to be the hero to be doing something good. And one of the grand schemes that the ruling force of this country, this government, the system did was the dangers of the social media is you feel like you're your own hero.
Mhm.
And you don't have to answer anybody. You're not a part of anything, that you stand alone, and that euphoria and that ego of being number one. This is why women who say they want respect but are not ashamed to be almost totally naked on a post because they want that attention. Like, yo, I'm number one on this, and I got 1,000 dudes versus her 500 dudes. And the dudes too, who like, because of my car, my success, I got 1,000 people following me. Sometimes in this lifetime, we are a part of someone else's story. More times than not, you are still your mother's child. You are still your subordinate at a job. You still help somebody who became famous, and you're just a story. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to appreciate doing good and being in a positive position for what it is. And be careful, because some people see that too. And they'll change the story around and narrate that you did it for your own gain and not for the good. But I always have to put people in their place. Where's the $1,000? You know what I mean? Where's the $1,000 a week? Where's the cars? Where's the house?
Mhm.
If I did it for ego, where's my material gains? This is what I live for.
Right.
I didn't script that. You know what I mean? And normally I usually crack jokes like, yeah, I paid. My first joke is, yeah, I paid them. You know what, everybody? I paid them. They $40 at the door. They paid to say that.
Mm.
I didn't pay her to talk about it. She remembered it more detail than me. You said 6 years ago.
It was 2015.
And I walked by the 5 spot. They got their glass up right now, I guess, with
Where-
COVID-19.
Where is the 5 spot?
5 spot is right up if you're
Washington.
here
Yeah.
on that strip walking down, because I always walk that strip to turn to come down here. So I walk straight across there. 5 spot is walking distance from here.
Okay.
And my man, I forgot his name right now. Strong Pro Black brother. I met him there. He's also a friend of mine. Of artists I've met through here, as well as in Writer's Block, like Josh Samir. He's an artist. And it's just a blessing to build and grow with all of you guys, and to be a humble part of that story. You know what I mean? I don't have any money from you. I don't have anything. I'm not taking anything from you guys. It's to see something positive grow, and we make
Signed the
those
check already, just to let you know.
Copy. Thank you. Good.
He trying to
Glad-
get our
I'm glad.
money.
I'm glad you know.
Look at him
Nick was
trying
like,
to-
Nick was like crazy. Like, yo, he not in my pocket.
He trying to
I got the
he
click,
trying to
click.
give away a portion of our money we
He
ain't
try-
even getting
yeah,
yet.
Nick,
You
see,
know
Nick.
what I'm saying?
I wish
Listen,
you guys could see Nick. Nick whole ass for change. Yo,
They
Sterling
can see,
talking
they
money.
can see.
yeah,
Sterling
I
talking
mean,
money. Yo, hold on. Cut this podcast.
nah,
We gotta talk.
But I'm in Sterling. I keep referring to you by your name. But what is your poetic name?
First off, I love everybody, and I'll give you guys a nerd story. People said my name wrong. It was Ahmed, Amin, Amen. So I figured I always assume the Amens are like the white racists who want to pronounce it the Germanic way and who only want me to be in their church. I assume Ahmed is true. I'm an exotic looking Negro. So of course, you know what I mean? You assume I'm from the Middle East. And Amin is also very Asian in that. My pronunciation, my name is Amen, which comes from the Middle East and the African.
Okay.
My mother wanted to name me Amin Ra, but she felt that would be too much.
That was dope.
So my full name is Amin Frederick Sterling. And you can call me either one. I used to be very hateful towards people who say my name wrong. So I had a thing where I was like, just call me Sterling. Just call me Sterling. You can't mess it up. You think of silver. You can't mess up the pronunciation. It's basically standard all across the world.
That's real.
But if my first name is Amin. If you're looking for a handle for me, you can call me Intellect the Metaphor.
Intellect the metaphor.
Like the metaphor.
Okay, Intellect the Metaphor.
Metaphor.
I try to paint. I'm not the greatest at it, but I try to paint with my words. I try to have my
Mhm.
words give you an image, or if they can't give you an image, at least leave you an emotion.
So what image are you showing us today?
I just want to be humble and appreciative. I'm happy. Hope is here. I call her Hope. I know I got to start using Indigo Soul because she's about to get famous. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have lawyers and bodyguards look at me real crazy, like, you know what,
Next
yo,
Lauryn Hill.
old.
What's
They're gonna
up?
talk about like, yo, your old contract is all fine and good, but if she don't call us in 5 minutes, you gotta stand out there with the rest of the fans.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Things about to change for her life and for mine as well.
That's the next Lauryn Hill. You gotta put
Mhm.
respect on her.
Yes.
What's the experience working with Indigo Soul?
I was totally awed when I saw her perform at Five Spot.
Okay.
And I thought she was totally amazing. And she's one of, and I always give this compliment to people I really respect. Like when I talk about like Hope, distinguished to God, and I talk about let's say D Black. And I always say these are the type of people who are so good that make you want to like, yo, all right, this was a cool little hobby. Let me put all these books on the shelf and work on my career. You know what I mean? Let's get
Mhm.
back to reality. I'm never going to be as amazing as these people were.
Mm.
And for Hope to say, you know, like when she told me that comment, oh, you know, you dope too. I was like, thank you. You know what I mean? You being nice. You know what I mean? You nice. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You being polite. You know what I mean? It's like the dude who comes on the stage who sounds like old school DMX. You're like, yo, I heard this whole album. This dude's trying to spit some old school poetry, trying to say he old school. You stole DMX's whole punchline and rap scheme, but yeah, you dope, dude. Yeah. So I'm ready. You know what I mean? So when we exchanged information as we talked and we exchanged, she came in and she just started dropping bombs and like everything. I would see like when talking about members of Writer's Block, I would see Elliot Boone. Elliot Boone is a gentleman from Florida, Caucasian brother. He's recently married and he's living, if not recently married, just in his good relationship. And he was just like, I haven't posted in a while. I appreciate it. He semi raps, you know what I mean? You know, when he jumps on there. Jonathan Arroyo is my good friend from Crown Dine in the Bronx, and he's like, yo, and I see all these different types of people.
Mhm.
If they get out the egos, they be like, yo, Hope is dope. Because I do have a couple ego riders in
Right.
there. They're quick to like, if you like their stuff, then they want to respond to you for a week. But if like I don't see them readily responding to other people's stuff, and I let them be, you know what I mean? We all have to grow as human beings. It's
Absolutely.
not about punishing people. It's not about putting people on blast. Who am I to put you on blast? You know what I mean? Life
Art
is your lesson.
Art is art. Some people feel very
And,
sensitive
yeah,
towards their art.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they get scared. Like if you tell them, nah, I like it, but I'm not feeling this part, they'll be like, all right, you think it's bad.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes the defense for that
Yeah.
is to just project. And you see this a lot in the business side of this industry, where so many people have these so-called beef. So this person didn't work out, or this business didn't work out. They don't have their thick skin for being rejected.
Right.
Listen, you're developing your business. You didn't have a perfect plan. Like, you know what I mean? If you tell me a plan I feel is janky, I should be comfortable enough in the space to tell you, no, this sucks. I'm not investing in this.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I hate you forever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I hate you personally. But
don't
this
like
particular
that.
business idea, if I lose this money and I can see it's going to go bad, we can't do this just out of free. We have to come back. And I believe a lot of reasons why the underground is not being as successful as it is because of that lack of, and whether it be spoken word, rap, R&B, heavy metal, rock, anything. A lot of reasons the underground, especially in New York. Well, one, there's a bigger system, like all the labels are here. So they're making it a cutthroat industry. They're not supporting each other where everybody can just make money. But another thing, I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to ask, do you have a poem for us today?
Ooh.
I gotta ask.
Ooh.
Came off
Do
the
you?
rim.
Ooh, he
came off
cut me
crazy.
off for that. You know
I just
what I'm
wanted to
saying?
know.
He
Do
came,
you?
he came off the hip with that.
Yeah.
I wanted
ain't see
to.
that
I want.
coming.
I was writing something in the back the same way you was writing something on the train because you so dope that you don't gotta put 30 seconds. You don't gotta put no study time into nothing. I think I got one or two other ones saved. Do you want to have this 3-rounder? You sound like you calling me.
We don't have enough time
Oh.
for that.
Listen,
But
we got enough time for all three of y'all to give us a poem.
Nick just stepped in. What's the
Nah,
daddy?
bro,
Next said,
enough
everybody
time.
be
All
nice.
right,
we got time for everybody
But-
right now.
I for episode down the line,
Right.
if you want to do a versus battle with
Oh.
poetry going back and forth, we can do that.
He put the cat up. Wait.
listen.
NYC. First off, let's all right.
Do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. NYC.
Set a date for this.
Riders block. I need everybody to tune in. Power to Arsonist. Hypnotic, aka Zenzita,
they
Marita
could come
Kuzma,
through
Nisha
too.
the Tone. Nah,
Oh,
they can watch. Oh,
Okay.
word? Yo,
Shots fired.
For sure.
we could go there.
Okay.
So then let's do this.
Wow.
All right.
Pick your best three.
A writer's
I'll
block.
pick my best three.
A writer's block.
We come through. No. You just disrespected Riders Block. I don't know if they want to fuck with you. You can ask them. You can ask them. You
But
said
put-
something slick.
No, put my best. No, I meant they could come to the sea.
Okay.
Not
Oh.
not
Oh, you want to do
Uh-oh.
it? Okay.
It ain't no static.
Oh, good. I just want to know. So
I
the
wanna-
smoke is only on me. Copy.
Yeah.
So here's what we gonna
This
do.
is an ongoing thing
So
between me and you.
what we doing? We doing these little corny one-liners. I mean, these talented one-liners that you do on Instagram. These little one sentences.
That's my throwaways. That's
Oh,
my
no, those are throwaways. Those are the
My
lightweights.
throwaways.
I don't know. The case of poetry. You sure you want to throw that away as a give up?
Listen,
Well, if my throwaways are that nice on Instagram, then I'm just that nice. Period.
Exactly.
So you got to worry about that.
So I got to worry about that. You
thank you.
Nah,
know what
but-
I got to worry about?
but later on-
nothing.
But but later on, we could do our verses.
This sounds fantastic.
Versus
this would be
poetic.
fun.
It will
That'd
be
be
the
dope.
first versus poetic
Yeah.
spoken word that hasn't been
Yeah,
on.
me and you, we gonna sit here, we gonna judge
Awesome.
together.
I'll be a judge.
All right,
We
y'all two
gonna-
could be a
the
judge.
ones that get the most snaps. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the winner for that.
no-
round.
Notions behind the camera could be a judge. Happy birthday to you
sure.
once again.
Shout out to
Yo,
Notions.
happy
Yeah.
birthday to the
Happy
cameraman. The
birthday.
brother man has been all positive energy and great
Sure.
Yes.
and just all about doing the job. And I think that's like a blessing. That's what I mean by the blessing of doing the right thing and not trying to jump in the spotlight. I've never seen it one time try to jump in front of the camera, try to like mention my name. Everything's been organic. And that's what and if I could give that to my people, that would help bring unity. Everybody. Because I always tell people every day from a
Oh,
pro
let
life
me
perspective.
let y'all know though. Notions write scripts, and he does have
told me about that,
a script coming up. If y'all want to be a part of it,
Did you say strip or script?
script.
Okay. I just
No,
want to
it's-
check on your pronunciation.
I've been drinking.
No, listen, my bills are behind. If you need me to do something crazy, I just gotta know if I gotta throw my decent life away. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
'Cause
listen. I
once
don't
you-
know where this conversation is going. We gotta cut this shit short. Listen, man.
Apologies
listen,
for being
I don't know
long-winded
where we
today.
going with this.
Apologies. Oh man.
We are
Script.
gonna get all three of you guys to recite a poem right now.
That'd
If
be
y'all
great.
are prepared, we're gonna start with Hope because it's Women's Month and ladies always go first.
Ladies always go first, and so
She's about to set the bar.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
y'all about to
read
be under
a
the belt.
poem
Yeah, it's a wrap.
that I
Definitely is.
wrote in the summer. It's related to social justice, equality, and Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
So this poem is called These Three Words. Okay, these three words. You fit the description. These three words made justifiable by the lying lips of a law unjust. He fits the description. The popular police phrase that applies only to a people who look like us. Well, what do you mean? Like ordinary earth creatures that walk upright, just normal breathing beings trying to live life? Nah, we don't look alike. We don't live alike. We ain't the same. Your type can be described as a criminal just by the sound of your name. You trigger me to want to pull out my weapon, triggered and aim. You warrant danger to the point that I need to cross the street, clutch my purse, quick, get 911 on the phone, because it's got to be illegal to walk the streets wearing that skin tone. This syndrome, this systematically sickening, stigmatic syndrome, it's homegrown, created in the core minds of the ignorant bigot that harbors hatred in his heart towards anything dark. You fit the description of a murderer, a monster, a crook, a thug, a crackhead, a rapist. No, no. Correction, you. See, you fit the description of a racist. You can't see past my melanated greatness, so you place this concept of generalization is perpetually paralyzing prejudice used to perpetrate our population for generations. Damn, it's amazing how their depiction is an acceptable viewpoint for conviction as opposed to just pure fiction. I guess you'd be a walking contradiction if you figure that maybe he or she fits the description of a victim, an activist, a teacher, a student, a 12-year-old boy, teenagers, an auntie, a fiance, a wife, a husband soon to be, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, a frontline worker, an EMT worker, a jogger. Well, you fit the description of a motherfucker that stays assuming that we fit the description of everything else other than humans. These three words. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was
dope.
dope. Definitely love that.
I just want to give a shout out to that Stevie Wonder reference.
Yeah.
These three words.
That's dope.
Hope, can you give the audience your social once more so they can know where to reach you?
Okay,
Or
so on Facebook, I am Indigo Soul. And on Instagram, I am s.soul. You can find me there.
Dope. Go
Can you-
follow Hope.
do you want to give the audience too when they could expect the book with the audio?
Hope, Heart of Poetic Expression, should be out around mid-June, early July. So look
Mid-June,
forward
early
to
July.
that, guys.
Thank you, Hope.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Humbly, I
Thank
was
you,
thinking the
guys.
same timeline. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Dope.
Mid-June, early July. I
Me
like
too.
that. We have one more poem here before we end the show. We're gonna have Ahmed Sterling. We're gonna have Ahmed Sterling recite a poem for y'all. Ahmed Sterling is also the executive producer of Hope's audio.
Absolutely.
Yes. You want to let the audience know how you're the executive producer before you recite that poem?
Okay, yes, of course. Hope dot S. I like that nickname the best. But Indigo Soul reached out to me and was telling me about the project, and she only asked me for connects to studio time. Like she was going to do this herself. And I said, if I get involved, if I can put some of the funding in on this, and she said, can I be a part of this? And and she said, sure. She was just like taking it in, and anything that's a bonus. And as we sat down and we talked more, I said, listen, if I can executive produce this, can this be a WBNYC production? You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not trying in creative control to her and stuff like that. I just wanted to support this in my way. And the best way to support is to make sure those things are covered, studio time, reaching out to people, and that sort of thing.
Dope.
All
The
right.
best executive producer you could
It's
always wish
definitely a
for.
blessing.
sure.
Yes.
We're gonna give before we end the show. We're gonna give Ahmed Sterling the chance to recite a poem.
I appreciate you
Go
guys.
ahead and do your thing, my
All
brother.
right. This should only be about a minute. That's one of my character flaws. So he's got the advantage if he goes long. Remember that, NYC, because the beef is coming. But this was something I wrote sitting back there because, we crack these jokes, but I want to do something. So I'm going to call this one Happy to Be Here.
Absolutely.
My mother taught me to love myself. She passed into the next world so that the knowledge became instilled in myself. Knowledge to wisdom, wisdom to love. I never forgot the plight, though I thought myself unworthy to fight. But those who sin are the best at saving lives. Use my platform and knowledge despite my personal plights. I may never be free of guilt and demons, never to swim through the seasons. I took pictures, I sent texts. I lost a girlfriend, social distance. I trained and essential worked. I lost 3 people and 3 survived. I sacrificed being there for them to be safe from me. Love's distance. I am not wishing for better or curses life here. I'm just happy to be here.
That's dope, man.
That's dope.
That's snap.
Love
Yeah, that was hard.
I lost to the social distance.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. Lost a girlfriend.
Nah, true story, man. And if you look on my page deeply, I was saying little things about like, yo, listen, if she wasn't wifey,
Yeah.
and forgive me for saying this, if she's sitting here and you sitting here and y'all playing the social distance rule and that relationship wasn't tight enough,
Mm.
she most likely lost her faith with the dude who was social distancing next door because she couldn't go outside either. Or she just stopped calling you because she had to deprioritize you because it wasn't that serious. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm trying to save my life right now. If it ain't somebody I'm gonna marry, you know what I mean? Why am I even doing that?
Gotcha.
Can you
Give
give
your
the
socials.
audience your social and everything, how to find you? And can you give a shout out to the book that you came out with earlier, right?
Oh, let me explain. Writer's Block, the collaboration, my team's book. It has 13 of the writers from Writer's Block inside the book of poetry. That came out in 2014.
Okay.
And last 2000, I want to say 2019 was also Small Prose, 3 Sugars and Milk, which is 6 pieces of poetry by myself. That's an
Sugars and
ebook
Milk.
only. As I told you, that's my little time at the diner before it was closed down. So get that ebook. That's myself. Writer's Block by Almond Sterling is the collaboration book. Both have my name as the first author, so you can Google them that way on Amazon.com. The first book can also be found on Exlibris.com, who did the publishing. And my handle on Twitter is Intellect Meta, so that's INTELLECT, capital META, short for Intellect Metaphor, Intellect Meta. On Instagram, it's the group Writer's Block NYC. And that's about it. I'm on Facebook as Almond Sterling, and Writer's Block, the main group, was on Facebook because at the time it had the better platform for writing prose.
Yes.
So you can look me up that
Gotcha.
way.
Appreciate that.
All right, that's all we got for today. We're gonna give the mic over to Nick.
So we want to thank Indigo Soul and Ahmed Sterling for coming through, being
you,
our
guys.
guest this week. Thank you for performing your poetry.
Appreciate
It's
yours.
always love.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. I want to thank Notions Lifted, and I want to thank my co-host, my brother, Haku the Poet. Happy birthday to Notions Lifted one more time. That's a smack fact. We see y'all next week. Peace.